Good morning. Welcome to the morning blessings. I am Tessa-Marie. How are you feeling today? Today is Monday and it is the 3rd of February 2025, 7:59 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Good morning, Juliana. It's warm. I am so happy for you. I wish I was warm too. It sounds so amazing to see you. Not Juliana, Nancy. I'm calling the dog. Nancy, you know what? It is amazing to have you here. I know you're enjoying yourself in Florida. So, today, I guess last year sometime, I had this topic. It must have been, when all these topics were just dumping into my head and I kept doing them. Substance obtained in haste will be diminished, but what is collected by hand, little by little, shall be multiplied. And hello, good morning, everybody. It's me. I have always said, and when I coach, I always make an effort. I tell those that I coach when they want to accumulate wealth or get something in their life, husband, children, whatever. And, they're talking with me about it. I put these words together. Go slower to go further. So go slow to go further. Because it is so important for us to realize that. Like Proverbs is really one of the books of the Bible that is really important to read. It has 31 chapters. And it is there for a particular reason. And each of these chapters represents a day of the month. So for example, today would be a good day to read chapter 3. And some of them are long, some of them take a little time. But what happens with that is the message within those lines. Their words. So in our everyday life, though, we can see what we're doing to ourselves. We can realize, hey, we are pushing ourselves to this point where we are actually gobbling everything. And even in life, when we gobble or we swallow something fast, we are choking on it. If we are taking heavy deep breaths, something is wrong. So that's why they always say that parts of this proverb thing is encouraging you. Good morning, my dear sister. Hi, Jean. Good morning, ladies. Is encouraging you and us, all of us, how to live in this world, how to be there, how to be, part of the universe and to live a fulfilled life. So when I am coaching, I'll send you that link later, Jean. When I'm coaching and I ask someone to slow down, just go slower so you can go further. Sometimes it is heading to Roseau might get cut off. She's going into the city, my sister. So I wanted you to really listen to this though. Too bad because you love Proverbs so much. One of the things that we know for sure is that if we follow part of the scriptures that we take, and it's a good thing to start in the Old Testament and work your way through. They say it is instructions before leaving planet Earth. That's what some people call it. I know there's some things that are contradicting, but life is contradicting. We go through certain things at certain times, and other times those certain things don't work. So one of them is when we are younger, we for sure we abuse our body. We eat and we drink and we do whatever we want. We walk, we jump, we fall, and we are healed very easily. But nowadays, as we get older, it's not scrolling, sorry guys, I can't see which one of you are coming in. As we get older, we realize we cannot do this. We cannot abuse the body. We cannot jump and expect to be healed tomorrow. That doesn't work. We get a cut. It takes maybe 48 hours before it feels better. And that is life though. The thing is, when we were young, they did not tell us to go slow. Take your time. You do not have to eat so fast. You do not have to rush through your homework. All of that because nobody knew until they too face the experience. But then it's too late to tell that child you gave birth to 30 years ago, hey, you need to do this better now. Because you see, it'll take you to come to part of your golden times for us to realize, hey, we need to slow down. And it's not because we are thinking it, but because our body, our mind is telling us, stop, breathe, enjoy where you are, stay in the moment. You meet people like me and I meet people like you, and we share those things. And that is what makes it unique. And never be afraid that when you're doing something, it takes a little bit of time for you to do it well. It takes a little bit of time for you to get there. Do not be afraid of that. Good morning, Colin. How are you feeling this morning? So that is why Proverbs is telling us that. But I say it all the time, go slow so you could go further. In driving, you know you're not going to get there if you're rushing. It just doesn't work, right? Because you don't know what lies ahead of you. They say to you, do not rush the brush, you will get dabbed. All these sayings are there. Do we pay attention to the lessons of old? Our ancestors says that. If you're going to paint a wall, rushing to do it, it's just going to be in your face, isn't it? And that is what Proverbs chapter 13, verse 11 says. And that is why I always say to those that I'm helping, guiding, go slow so you can go further. Take your time. And it's hard, it's difficult, it's challenging to tell somebody who does not understand, and they're younger, they're in their 30s and 40s, I need to do it now. And I have to have it this moment. And we all need to realize that substance, Proverbs says, obtained in haste will be diminished. But what is collected by hand, little by little shall be multiplied. Slower makes it grow faster. Slower will get you there. You'll go further. That's what I always say. So little by little it shall be multiplied. This tells us, it emphasizes the value of patience and ethical practices while doing anything, including acquiring wealth. I coach people who tell me I need to make 2 million. Their concentration is on accumulating money. I had a staff member from India, and a few years after I retired, she called me to ask me how much money you should have to retire. And she wanted to retire and be a first-class citizen back home. That was her thing. And she did accumulate it. But there were other things happening that she didn't pay attention to. She had breast pain and things happening to her life, and she just left it. Hi, Rosalind, good morning. How are you feeling today? And she just left it unattended. That was not where her concentration was. Her concentration was on accumulating wealth. So when she retires and goes back home to India, she will become a first-class citizen. By the time she actually faced the doctor, she already had stage 4 cancer. She did not live to go to India to become a first-class citizen. Last year, her husband got in touch with me, and we were friends, because when I chose her as a team member, it was because of the spark she had in her eyes and the smile, and she didn't walk, she ran. The person above me had not talked to her, not interviewed her, and said to me, "Is that your interview?" I said, "Yes." She took her hand and she said, do not employ her. I am glad I did. I am happy I did. She was a great member of our team. She was supportive and she worked. But she was taught to accumulate wealth and have it so when she goes home, she can become a first-class citizen. And you guys hear me talk about that I say the 5 pillars of prosperity, there are 5 of them. There are 5 things in the 5 pillars of prosperity. There's your emotional health. There's your mental health. There's your physical health. There's your spiritual health. And naturally, there's financial. It's 5 pillars. They all have to be, maybe it's better that they all are at the top, because if one is broken, we already know, you cut your finger, one finger, the thumb. Yet that is the day you find you need your thumb the most. You get a paper cut, and every time you grab something, it goes right into the paper cut and it hurts a little bit more. So when the husband came, he was talking to me. She must be dead 5 years now or 6 years. I don't know. I can't remember exactly. She's the one who taught me the belief that our time is a decision we made with God before coming on earth. Because when my sister died, I was upset. And she said, you know what? This is the arrangement your sister made, that she would come and she would live planet Earth at that time. She told me that. So I learned that. But when I went to her funeral and they asked me to speak, I couldn't help but cry. I cried. And that's not normal for me, because I was trained to have a stiff upper lip. But hi, Rita, how are you feeling this morning? So I cried because I looked at her and I thought she was so intent on acquiring the wealth to make her a first-class citizen when she goes back home that she forgot to take care of one of the pillars of prosperity, her health, her physical health. So when the husband came to talk to me last year, and he said, you know, I need your guidance because I want to know what it would be like. Her father is still alive and his parents are alive. They were both only children. They had no children. So that I could spend time with my parents and her father in India and time in Canada. And we talked for a bit and how to balance it and all of that. And then, of course, you're looking and you're seeing all the financial stuff. It's there for me to help with. And that's why when I came across this part of Proverbs, where it says to us in Proverbs, the actual in my Bible, substance obtained, Proverbs 13, verse 11. Substance obtained in haste will be diminished, but what is collected by hand, little by little, shall be multiplied. This tells us that it emphasizes the value of patience and ethical practices while acquiring wealth. Slow and honesty. Easy come, easy go. We hear all that. We know those things. I am not saying that my friend accumulated wealth in haste. That's not what I'm saying. I am saying that so many people concentrate on making the money, they forget to mind other things in our life. There are 5 of them. Money is just one. We need all 5 to be healthy. And that is why we need to go slow so we can go further. My friend's obsession of wanting that, and she neglected the pains in her breast. And by the time she did, it was intolerable. It was too late. So in all that we do, and in all what we seek to acquire in life, we must remember to take our time and do it slowly. Even preparing a meal for yourself. There is no reason to rush it. There is no reason to stand up and gobble food standing in the kitchen. There's several reasons that are very good to sit at a table and eat. It's important. Simple things make life a lot better. Look at your dining table where you are supposed to dine. to eat. Good morning, Azim, how are you smelling? I'm feeling today. Azim, happy to see you this morning. When you sit at your table to eat, that table should not be congested. Where you sit to dine should be clean and properly prepared to receive you. You have value. So enjoy preparing your life. If you are preparing for wealth, take your time. I have said to you guys, there are people who I coach to save money. And they'll tell me, Tessa-Marie, I saved $500 last week. And then 4 weeks later, I say, how is the saving going? Oh, I had to use 480 of it. Have you done more? No, I only have 20. Well, then that tells me all you should be saving is 20. I started my life of savings very young, but not very young. Before that, before I was married, I had no need to do that because I came from, it was just how it was. That's the life I had. Then when I went on my own life, I had to save. So in saving, I had to do, hi Tanaji, good morning. All we could do on this little bit of money was to save $1.75 every week. But then I decided to take this attitude that if I didn't have it last week, I don't have it this week. Therefore, I should save it. And little by little, slowly and slowly, it went. My husband would get a 25 cents raise on an hourly wage, and I would save it. Whatever difference it made after they took the tax, I saved it. We, working for the government, got $3.50 every 6 months. Whatever difference it made, I went downstairs and I sat in the office of the Moore Block, the credit union at Bay and Wellesley, with a thermos this big with soup and a hot dog and a sandwich, and a little skinny white-haired lady took an hour, which was my entire lunch hour, to fill the form. So I had to eat, and she understood why I had to eat while she was doing it. And that is how it grew. So it was $3.50 here, 25 cents there, and it just kept going until it came to $80 every 2 weeks. But it grew. It was slow. It gave us the down payment for the house I stand in all those years ago. I'm 79. No, that was 23 years old. So we have to remember. Good morning, Erasmus. How are you feeling today? It's lovely to see you here. So when Proverbs 13, chapter 11 tells you that whatever substance obtained in haste will be diminished, but what is collected by hand, little by little shall be multiplied. I am here to tell you, yes, that's true. This tells us, it emphasizes the value of patience and ethical practices while acquiring wealth. Slow and honesty. And easy come, easy go is also what we have to watch. But Proverbs even only talking about wealth, because the 5 pillars of prosperity is wealth. You are wealthy if you have amazing. Good morning, Kimberly. How are you feeling this morning? So Proverbs chapter 13, verse 11 is not telling us only about wealth. It is telling us about our health, our physical. It's not only about money. It's about our spiritual connection. It's about our emotional prosperity, our mental prosperity, physical prosperity, spiritual prosperity, and of course, financial prosperity. One is not more important than the other, and one does not carry the weight of all of them. But when one is sick, they all feel the pain. That's why it is important to make sure that we understand that acquiring anything in our life in a hurry is not the best way to go. And especially putting all our concentration on one of the pillars is only one pillar is not the best way to go. I recommend for emotional health, you take a break. I ask those I coach, take a break. Every time you complete a task, take a 5 to 10 minute break. And that is really important. Take a break. Relax. Do not occupy yourself with a device. Take the time and make sure you have a glass of water and you sit and listen to your heartbeat. That is difficult and challenging to do because our mind has a mind of its own. So we have, even if you were to connect with your heartbeat for 30 seconds in the first hour, and you keep doing that every time you get an opportunity to just pause. If you are employed, you cannot do 10 minutes, but maybe you can do a minute, or you can just take a sip of water. Maybe you can do 5 minutes before somebody realizes you're slacking off, because that's what they call it. So that's one of the things for emotional. The big one is 10 minutes when you wake up in the morning to pray and meditate. Father God, what would you have me do today? Where do you want me to go? And what would you have me say and to whom? And when you do not know what to do, pause in the morning, stand up in the morning and say, if you were me, what would you do now? That prayer, when sent with emotion, gets an answer. You will find yourself doing what it is you asked to do, not knowing that the answer, it comes so easily that sometimes you might think it's silly. It's not. You ask, you shall receive. Good morning, Lisa. How are you feeling this morning? So that is how you do the emotional one. Then mental. What are you allowing to come into your mind? What are you saturating your mind with? What can you do not to do that? Is to be aware of where you are, aware of where your thoughts going. Where your thoughts goes, that's where you are. You heard me speak about that already. Where your mind goes, that's where you are. Nowhere else. If you think of devastation and challenges and you use that word over and over because something is not going right for you, that word that looks like a snake, struggle, if that is the word of choice when something is just not going your way, change it. Because wherever you go, that's where you are. Watch your words mentally. Avoid criticizing the shell you live in. And of course, avoid criticizing the shell of others. Leave them alone. You know, to the rather stop and connect with the oneself. Yes. Thank you, Erasmus. That's my friend Erasmus. I don't see him often, but we kind of meet like that. The next thing is physical prosperity. Take your time. You do not have to go to the gym and work for an hour and a half if you cannot do it. I don't do an hour and a half because I just can't. So what I do, when I wake up in the morning and I get back to the bedroom, just go to the washroom, get back to the bedroom, have my warm Himalayan salt water, take a sip, pause while standing. The sip is saturating all through my mouth. Swallow it and bring that bacteria into my body consciously so it can help me digest my food. And then put my little watch, 30 minutes and 30 minutes on the workout, and I begin to stretch my neck, whatever. I follow whatever as they come. 30 minutes, during the exercise program, I drink the water. I also drink Shungite water which is a stone from Sochi in Russia, a black stone. My friend from Russia brought it for me. So it sits in the jar of water and it has mineral. Anyway, I drink that after. But I exercise for 30 minutes. And throughout the day, I will do some stretches on the mats over there. Just when I pause. So in the afternoon, I might do a 15 minutes. I am only saying is the small actions. No, that is physical. So we did emotional, mental, physical. Here is spiritual. I'm not telling you to become a priest or a preacher. I'm not telling you to go to church every day. I am not asking you to do anything that is hard or difficult to do. What you have to do, though, is to accept you for who you were created to be. That's who God made you to be, who you are right now. The only change can happen if you decide to change, not because your husband, your wife, your significant other, or friends and family telling you what to do. Accept who you are. Believe you're worthy. Believe in you. Believe in your dream, goals, and desire. Believe that you have what it takes to get to where you go. If you can dream it, you can have it. Not today, though. You have to show up. I am doing this now for 5 years. 5 years. But I coached for like 40 years of coaching and guiding. 56 years in all. The other day we were checking it. And the point is, I do it because I love to do it. I do it because I love to see another person reach the top of the ladder and grab their golden goblet and succeed. Those of you like Sean or Rita, I push and I say, come on, man, you can do it. And you stood up and you showed that you could do it. Lisa, that's there. She did it. So one of the things we have to know for sure is to make sure that we realize spirituality is accepting yourself and others for who they are. Loving yourself, taking care of yourself. Making sure that you understand who you are. And that you cannot be Oprah. And you cannot be this one. And you cannot be that one. You can only be the best version of you according to you. So that's important. So what I need for us to all understand in this particular last 3 minutes, financial prosperity is just another pillar of prosperity. It has the same weight as the other 4. We need to go slow. We need to avoid doing things we know that will take it away. It's important to have financial prosperity, as important as the other 4. My friend that passed away, with her immense concentration on financial prosperity and not taking the time to look at her physical prosperity, did not live to enjoy that journey she put so much of her into. By the time she realized where she was already going south. So that's why financial prosperity is very important. It does not make you happier. It gives you the ability to have experiences that you wouldn't normally have had if you didn't have it. That's all it does. You need to be physically fit to enjoy. You need to be mentally acute and don't have mind problems to enjoy your finances. Right? You need to be spiritually balanced, not to become Scrooge. You need to be emotionally ready so you make good financial decisions, health decision, mental decision, spiritual decision, and of course financial decisions. So you see, in all what we do, if we're seeking for anything, it's not only wealth, because anything you get in haste, a lover. You want a wife, you want a boyfriend, you want a lover, and you grab the first one you get. Many of us live to regret that, don't we? Or we allowed them to choose us, and we did not choose them. We did not look at it and say, that's what I desire, that kind of person. But then it's too late, the singer said, it's too late. But what can you do? But if you know better, you have to do better. If you fully understand and comprehend this, substance obtained in haste will be diminished anything. It's not only physical, but what is collected by hand will grow little by little. It shall multiply. Right? You rush to exercise and you hurt something. Guess what? You're not doing that for a while, are you? Same thing. This tells us, it emphasizes to us the value of patience and ethical practices while acquiring wealth or anything in your life. Have a wonderful and amazing day. I am trusting that it touched you somewhere. So thank you, John and Lisa, for that little. I'm happy and grateful for your friendship and mentorship. Big, small steps are always better. Big or small. Yeah. So let's see which one all of you that here say goodbye. Hello, Kimberly, sweetie. Thanks for coming. Nancy, thanks for being there. Colin, Jean, and my friend Rasmus, Dawn, Rita, Lisa, Rosalind, and Tanaji. I didn't realize, Donnie, that you were still here. Oh, that's so nice. I thought you would lose your connection as your wonderful program this morning. Thank you. Unlocker, thank you. Great reminders that we don't have to always go fast. No, we don't have to go fast. Thank you. Love Proverbs. I know. That's why I was hoping you would be here to hear all of it. So thank you guys for a wonderful morning. It's a little bit warmer than yesterday. And we'll see you on the other side of time. Have a great day. Arigato. Thank you for coming. I appreciate you, and I always look forward to seeing you. Have a great day, everybody. Take care. My sister loves Proverbs. Great mind that we don't have to go. I truly miss this morning blessing. Thanks. You do. But I love when you do your stuff. I come and I peep. Guys, when you do a late, let me tell you something, because somebody said something to me and I should really work on that. When you do a live, like anytime after 6 or 7 p.m., I usually cannot attend because 6 or 7, by 6, I'm doing my nighttime practices. 7:30, quarter to 8, I'm getting ready to go to bed because I get up at 4:15 in the morning. I'm up. I wake up at 4:15. So if you have a late thing, if I stop by, it's only for a second. Not because I do not want to stay, but it's because I have a commitment to do my nighttime practices and then get ready for bed. My nighttime practice is getting ready, taking off makeup, getting a shower, doing that stuff, and then write my gratitude, then do my prayer and, my download into my journal and all of that. So take care and have a wonderful day. But I do always think of you, and Kimberly, you know that. So thank you so much and have a wonderful day, everybody.